So it's been over a year since my incident on Ben Nevis now, and a few months ago I posted the video telling the story about what happened. Since then the video's had over 60,000 views and several hundred comments. I have read every single comment that's been posted. I don't tend to reply to them because I get so many coming in every day that it would take a considerable amount of time to do so. But please know that I am there, I am reading them, and I am listening to everything that's being said. I wanted to do a follow-up video to explain what happened next, part 2, what happened after that video ended. In fact, the same day I got back from Ben Nevis, I had to get straight on a plane and fly to Norway, so I didn't even get a night of rest in my own bed after all of that. That's all I wanted, but I had to go to Norway for Christmas, so, I mean, it's not a terrible thing. The whole reason I went to Ben Nevis in the first place was because I do mountain photography and cinematography, and I was there to do a shoot. So I did some of that in Norway. Then in the summer months, I went back out to Chamonix, where I've been quite a few times to do some more photography, cinematography above 3,000 meters, to do some climbing there as well. It was about 2 weeks after I posted the Ben Nevis video that my housemate, a guy called Bill who lives with me here, came up to me and told me that he'd been sponsored by another outdoor brand. They needed a photo shoot of him wearing their equipment, wearing their down jacket and a few other bits and pieces in a mountainous environment in the UK. So we got thinking about where we could do that, and we decided why not use it as an opportunity to go back to Ben Nevis. You're not in this video, Rio. You have to go. I'm sorry. You'll be in the next one, I promise. Okay. I've been meaning to go back to Ben Nevis after what happened, and this would be a perfect opportunity to go and do this photo shoot. We decided early on that our plan would be to camp on the summit of Ben Nevis this time, partly because there is a permanent shelter on the summit of Ben Nevis that is always unlocked. Also on the summit there's the ruins of the old Ben Nevis Observatory, which gives you a semi-sheltered place to camp and set up the tent. Once again I found myself at Euston Station in London, getting ready to take the train north for Fort William. But this time I wasn't alone.
Before we go, have some beer first.
Here we are at Euston Station waiting for our train to Ben Nevis to Fort William. It says at the moment that our train is delayed, so we're waiting to see how long it's delayed by and how many drinks we can have before it arrives.
What do you order? What's the situation right now?
The situation is we're just waiting for, oh, this train's pulling away now, so this is the train. Basically the train comes to Edinburgh and it splits into 3 parts. One goes to Aberdeen, one goes to Inverness and one goes to Fort William. This is the Inverness section leaving. We're waiting for the section that goes to Fort William that we can get on. Because there's an issue with the train, it looks like we've been upgraded to have a bedroom, so we're going to wait and see if that pans out.
So now we have room.
Yeah, now we have actual beds instead of seats.
Oh, we can control temperature.
Yeah.
Wow. People just having their breakfast here. Look at this. It's amazing. 我们现在下车了，经过了12个小时的火车。
We arrived slightly late into Fort William, so I was very eager to get going. My plan was to get to the summit with a couple of hours left of daylight so that we'd have a chance to abort and come down safely if conditions were really bad on the summit. Or alternatively, we just have the ability to set up a tent and get settled, have some food while it's still daylight. Because we were going to do a photo shoot on the mountain, I had to take all of my gear with me, which includes the camera, the tripod. The tripod is extremely heavy. I had to take lighting equipment. I had to take a few other bits and bobs, different lenses. I also had to take climbing equipment because we were going to get a few shots closer to the north face. So we ended up with super heavy packs on our backs, even though this time we were splitting the weight between 2 people. With all the equipment we had to take with us, it was a slow climb. It took a long time for us to get there. By the time we were passing the halfway point, our bodies were aching from carrying all the weight, but we knew we just had to get it done. We had to get there.
George, we are here.
We're here. We're here, baby.
In the end, we made it to the top with a couple of hours before sunset. And conditions on the summit when we got there were actually really good. The air was still, there wasn't any precipitation. Everything was looking good. So before we did anything else, we changed out of our wet, sweaty gear that we'd be climbing up in and changed into something warm and dry, ready to settle in for the evening. We set up the tent, we had some food.
That right there is the summit of Ben Nevis. It's actually really strange. We've got perfect still conditions here right now. There's no wind at all, which is unbelievable for the summit of Ben Nevis.
Good luck.
I have to confess I had quite a sleepless night, even though conditions were really good. After last time, every gust of wind that came, I was like, is this going to take the tent? Is this going to take the tent? Which was a little bit irrational because I'd camped in more exposed spots since Ben Nevis and been fine, not even worried about it. But something about that mountain was still in my mind, keeping me from fully settling down, keeping me from properly getting to sleep. So I woke up in the morning quite tired. We got up before dawn, we made ourselves some breakfast, and that was quite a special moment, having breakfast at sunrise on the top of Ben Nevis for highest people in the UK. I definitely felt good knowing that I'd gone back and actually completed a night on Ben Nevis after what happened last time. We'd managed to do all of the photo shoot stuff we needed to get done on the summit, so we started heading down. We passed the first people who were coming up when we got down to about the halfway point. Around that point, there were some really beautiful views coming out in the morning light, so we stopped to take a few photos. In the end, we made it down. We stopped off for a quick drink at the Ben Nevis Visitor Centre. Then we headed on into Fort William to have some proper food and for me to have quite a few drinks.
How much you pay for the pint?
This pint was £1.60.
It's so cheap, isn't it?
It's super cheap.
Sincerely, we pray.
And there you had it, my return to Ben Nevis. It's actually a much less interesting story than the first time. I'm just happy that I finally got to spend my night on Ben Nevis.